9, I wandered into the ocean near my house and was swept up by a wave, turned upside down a few times, inhaled salty ocean water, and was haphazardly placed back on the sharp seabed sand. I woke up a few moments afterwards and clawed my way back to shore. Ever since then, I've been scared of the ocean. Not in the way you'd be scared of the boogeyman or a white man with a gun and a grudge, but the way I respect a powerful earthquake. Because I know she has the potential to break mountains, destroy me if I get too close. The time my dad sat me down and explained how alcoholism runs in the family was the first time I could understand why I've always been attracted to unpleasant bodies of water, which, given the opportunity, would very quickly take my life. Ever since then, I have been attracted to the feeling of sea glass in my stomach. From broken bottles and spilled beer, I have always been scared of waves and water. Since the age of 9, not too sure, I'm scared of drinks or death, even though I have very real experiences of destruction by both. I watched my grandfather die of liver failure after 20-plus years of drinking, the time I overdosed on Tylenol and the nurse at the emergency room told me I'd done serious damage to my liver. I could see his face again. Smell the stench of spirits left. I remember thinking that his spirit would rise to heaven from his lips, because that was before I knew the name for alcohol spirits, and the kind that supposedly reside in us were different things because everyone in my family always had both inside them anyways. The day my dad told me of the men in my family's tendency to lean on liquor instead of love for support was the day I couldn't understand how this would affect me. As I grew older, I noticed myself trying to overcome my fear of oceans by trying to become one. Gulping back bottle after bottle of intoxicating liquid, some nights I wanted to hold myself underwater for so long my body would be considered sunken treasure, something people find valuable. It is possible to drown yourself from the inside. Where the other men in my family have tried to build rafts of empty bottles with shaking hands that look like they're trying to tread water, I always stopped before I overflowed, because knowing my blood's history of being more alcohol than oxygen made every shot feel like a death sentence or a family reunion. Although those were always very similar things in my childhood, I never knew whether my uncle had passed out or died, never knew if my grandfather was shaking a heart attack or the vodka in his hand. Even though it was almost always the latter, I could never shake the feeling that one of these times someone would sink, not like sunken treasure, but drunken and filled with temporary pleasure until their body just stopped. Could not handle being any more ocean. The tide has a way of getting what it wants. If there's a mountain in the way, it carves through it, breaking mountainside into rivers, even on the days when I am seemingly weeks or months from my last drink, I can still feel Ursula in my veins calling me back to the deep embrace of a watery grave. I was never proud to call this place home.
Yeah.